Hello, this is Beth Rene Roepnack, and today I'm going to talk to you about how you can use personalized support in template grading. Most of you are familiar with the feedback sandwich, but as you can see here, you can provide specific personalized comments to let students know what they've done well, and then use a template to talk about improvements and encouragement. It's really important to provide specific personalized comments to students because it lets students know that you value the work that they did, that you value them, you value their efforts, and it lets them know simply that you read their work. If you start out with the student's preferred name and then frame your comments within terms of supporting a growth mindset, for example, praising efforts, directing attention to what was done well, or connecting with the students, these comments will have a lot of value for students. Then you can use templates to talk about improvements that they need to make in order to do better next time. It is essential, though, that you provide and use a different template or set of templates for each discussion or paper, because when students view their grades, they can see all of the feedback at once, and if you're using templates, they'll know it, they'll stop reading, and it will defeat your purpose for providing feedback in the first place. It's also really important that you, again, frame these with a growth mindset in mind, which means we never mention the word fail. You failed to include citations, or you failed to do this. Students see that word and their brain shuts down, right? And you can understand that. So we always try to frame it in terms of improvement. I generally create 3 or 4 levels. Sometimes I'll combine a couple levels and then just delete. So for the good or average work, maybe I'm just deleting items that don't apply to particular students. And that makes the grading go pretty quickly. So I create the templates as I'm grading the first few students, and keeping in mind what I know, what kind of mistakes I know students generally make from teaching the class before, or from reading the discussions, for example, earlier in the week as I was participating in the discussion. You'll definitely want to provide improvements that students can make and suggest meeting with you if they need more help, or if your class has a tutor, information about how to connect with those tutors or the writing center. Bullets are much easier to delete, edit and delete, those that don't fit, but you can, slightly edit these templates here and there to make them work. And also there is a class feedback option in the gradebook to speed this up even more, especially for later in the term when that really generally works, where most of the class is on the same page. You can also add your encouragement directly to that improvement template. You can let them know, that I appreciate your efforts, or I'm providing this feedback because I believe you can do better. I'm here to support you. That connection information for the tutors or writing center. And remember, you only have to create this once, then you're just pasting it into each student's gradebook feedback after you've provided a personalized comment, make a slight adjustment, and go ahead and save that. Here's some examples. I use the student's name, and then the connection was, I'm glad you've got your spark back, right? So I'm commenting about something that they said, something that was important to the student, and that's all it is. Now, sometimes it's longer. I will make attempts, especially early in the term, to really connect with the students, because it really helps, I find, with retention because of that connection. And then I actually used template feedback for what they did well, because I wanted to reinforce that positive reinforcement. When I got to the improvements to earn a higher grade next time, I not only suggested having the textbook open, right, because I want them to use the terminology and information, but, I started suggesting a strategy here. And then I remind them, you'll learn more. I look forward to improved posts, right? So I'm letting them know I believe in their abilities to do better. The feedback on the right was provided to a student about halfway through the term. It starts out generic, right? Appreciate your thoughtful responses and your interaction with peers. You have a good start and to improve. So this is sort of very much template driven, but the personalized part here comes at the end. You're welcome to make new posts if you'd like me to regrade this. I know it was a challenging week for you. So we had talked on the phone, and I knew the challenges they were facing and offered the student a chance for redemption there. You can also provide overall feedback to the class. If you go into the Enter Grades view, select the item that you'd like to grade and select Enter Grades. At the top of that page, there's a link that says Show Details and Overall Feedback. Now, it's very confusing because D2L calls feedback to the class overall feedback and feedback to the individual overall feedback in the gradebook. That's why I always say class or everyone for the general feedback, and then I put their name for that individual feedback. I often use the class feedback to remind them to select the rubric to see where they did well and how they can improve. And don't forget to save that. So we talked about how you can add some specific personalized comments to the feedback in the gradebook and then use templates for the rest of it to really help your students grow and develop and improve their success and their sense of connection, which will help them stay in the class. As always, if you have any questions, please contact me. I can help you adapt this to your class. Thank you.